What up, gang? Patrick, this particular video is for you, my friend. Patrick hailed me from Chicago, Illinois, asking what it was like to take or remove the actual the rear pegs for the seat on the back. Now, obviously, when you purchase these bikes, it comes with the rear passenger cowl. Obviously, because I race these bikes, I take those cowls off and replace them with the racing cowl, which obviously when you're down below the seat over here, there's a couple of bolts that you basically just take off. You can see them right here, and that takes basically off the rear pegs for the rear passenger. I always suggest taking those off if you're going to basically race, pretty much because of the weight savings and, more importantly, just aesthetics. But to answer your question too, he also had a question about the fuselage on these bikes. If you look specifically at the cowling and fairings on these guys here, they're actually painted extremely well. There's not really, I've never really had a bad fairing or paint job from Yamaha. It's always been a really, really good look. And this bike, you guys know I always ceramic coat my bikes just because it's easier to get the bugs and grime and everything off. Do the rims and the whole dang bike top to bottom. But this bike here has a Yoshimura Alpha can, Patrick, and I didn't really do anything crazy to the rear sets or anything on this bike because obviously, I mean, you can put carbon on there and everything, but performance-wise, it doesn't do anything to the bike. We have done engine work to this particular engine here in order for us to open it up. This bike does produce about 202 horsepower to the rear wheel. We do have a spring air filter inside the bike as well, which we were able to replace when we were in there. I absolutely love my R1. You guys know that I also have an R1M, but the R1 is just raw. I did have to make adjustments though to the suspension, just to let you guys know, because the suspension on these ones come pretty freaking preloaded, and they're very hard at times to be able to get when you're going over super rough road. So doing your preloads and getting all of this adjusted while you're on a stand is super important. Like, my mechanic had to have me sit on the actual stand, and then he was able to go ahead, or on the lift I should say, and he was able to go ahead and adjust the springs, which we were able to bring down. You can see we moved them a little bit. See the teeth came back down to lower the bike just a little bit. And at the same time too, we reset the preload in the front to make it a lot softer. So going over bumps and anything that's pretty much gonna cause vibration on the road, that's been eliminated. Just so you know too, a lot of people ask me about the mirrors. So these things right here, we have quick releases on these bad boys, which allows us to pop these off, and then we put blocking plates on them for the track. It takes literally 2 minutes to pull them off. You call that on here. So we can take these off without any problem. And then obviously we end up taping these here with black, and then we pretty much are compliant, for at least for the tracks that we go to. Some of the tracks don't even care anymore. They'll let you fold up your mirrors and put them that way if you're just doing a regular track day. But again, for all intents and purposes, this bike is ready to go. I love this bike, it's amazing. At the same time too, we were able to take the really nasty license plate thing off and put a tail tidy down there. Everybody always asks me, CK, what do you use for your tail tidies, because they're so cool looking and everything too. This is the New Rage tail tidy. They're a phenomenal company, really great guys who invented this product, young engineers, and I support them. And it's really easy to put this in because it's a plug and play. And you can see we just take the thing off, put the screws back in. There's an actual plug on the bottom here. You just basically plug it in, and then your blinkers work left and right just like normal. So it's really good looking at night as well. The only thing we've done too, because this bike has 1,000 miles on as well, is we did tighten up the chain. We cleaned it up a little bit just to make sure that everything would run properly and smoothly at high speed. This bike does get up and run. It's also, everyone always asks me, is the quick shift on this bike different than the one on the R1M? No, it's identical, and it's just butter. I love the quick shifter here. It is vertical, and it goes up and down as smoothly as anything I've ever had in my life. And you know, shout out to Yamaha for just making improvements in that field there. But the bike itself is just a joy to drive. It's a fun bike. Mode A, Mode B are rough. I mean, are super, super powerful on this map that we have. This bike was flashed by KWS down in Charleston, South Carolina. And to close out the video too, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a really quick cold start for you, my friend. That way you can see or hear what this one sounds like. It's very similar to my R1M, but at the same time, I think you'll like what it sounds like. So let's see here. Guys, also too, I'm filming on my iPhone, and for some strange reason, when I turn on bikes, it seems to muffle the sound. But just know, this pipe is extremely loud. So here we go. Cold start, guys. And we're on the screen here as well. You hear a lot about the M4s, Rock Performance, the SCs, but I'll tell you, I have always raced and used Yoshimura pipes, and I love these pipes. They also add horsepower. Once you decat the actual, the original setup, after you flash it and everything too, I use a 3/4 wide pipe on this one with this alpha, and it's an amazing combination. TFT screen on this one here, really easy to read in the daylight, just phenomenal. And this bike has 1,071 miles on it. I don't know if it's coming in clearly on the actual camera here, but 1,071 is where we're at. In the street, I pretty much ride Mode B, but obviously we've got Mode A, and this is an insane mode. It's just so powerful, it's scary. Anytime you hit the throttle on this bike, it just ends up lifting in the front end. So you can't get a little hairy out there if you're just on the regular road. Temperature is on here, so we can find out. It's 145, so it's still kind of warming up a little bit. I'll give it a rev here in just a second once it gets up to about 170 degrees. I know it's somewhat warm. Fan temperatures on this bike were actually turned down when we flashed it, so it comes on a lot earlier, which the bike, typically they run somewhat hot, but this one doesn't run very hot at all. So we'll just wait to see. We're almost there pretty much. 158, 159. It's such a beautiful day today too, guys. We're about to go riding here in a second. I got a couple of my buddies coming. But yeah, let's just get up to about 170 and I'll rev it for you. And this one is doing that kind of horsepower, guys, just so you know, with regular pump gas. So it's a 93 octane. I can only imagine what we get if we were basically using just regular funny fuel. All right, 170. So here we go, guys. Hopefully you can hear this. Let me change it to Mode A. So this is Mode A now. Different fuel map. Hear that? So hopefully that helps you out, my friend. Obviously, the bike is a flipping beast. And one of my favorites in the stable. I mean, obviously I love my R1M, but the regular R1's just got something about it as well. She's super, super spirited. He's handsome looking and just gets the job done out there, street or track. It's a great bike. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. You guys know we started this channel just a couple of weeks ago. We already got over 1,000 subscribers and just communicating with a lot of you, making really good friends, both on Instagram and also here on YouTube. By all means, if you guys want me to do something for a video here for you, I'm hoping that I can help you guys out. But this video is for you, my friend, and hopefully it helped answer your questions about the rear pegs and just some of the things that we've done to the bike. So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy this gorgeous weather and be safe out there, guys. CK out.